Happy Tuesday, Motivation Movers. Welcome aboard to an all-new Coco Renee's Motivation Movement. And we are parking it on Tuesday for today because I missed you guys yesterday. Sorry, I gotta scratch my back, okay? Ciao. Anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome aboard to the official Coco Renee channel on YouTube and Instagram. Now, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, like, share, the update button for the notifications, okay? Don't forget to also follow me on Instagram at official Coco Renee. You guys can follow, like, and repost to share. Yes, child, that part. Don't forget to also check out the Midnight Bosses on Rise Radio, the Midday Boss Show, and that is every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? And that is on Rise Radio, R-I-Z-E Radio, the global station that you can hear it on the TuneIn app, that part. See, I haven't done no plugs in a long time. I've been trying to keep it, just straight to the motivation movement, but we still, have the show. So I want y'all to definitely tune in, hear some good tunes, check out the station because it's a positive station overall. Great music, so y'all get the best of all worlds. And you guys can hear it wherever you go. Doesn't matter what part of the country you're in. You could be in Switzerland somewhere. You could still listen to Rise Radio. I'm just saying. Africa, wherever, Anyway, so today for the motivation movement, I wanted to really talk about being a positive, motivating force. Okay, we've talked about these type of things before, but I'm gonna give you guys a different real life example because I feel like we are living in a society filled with numb people. So many numb people in the world. Nobody has no emotions, no feelings no more. Don't nobody empathize with people no more. They don't even care. Like if you're going through something, a serious situation, nobody even cares. And then when you have people that are trying to reach out and express themselves and say, hey, I'm going through something right now. This is a serious situation. There's no one that really cares because everyone's so numb. This is what the world has come to at this point, this generation. People are numb. People have no emotions. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but it's a really, really large percentage of people that actually operate that way and that live their life that way. And it's amazing, that we have people living in this world operating that way, but at the same time, I'm not shocked, I'm not surprised, because look at the kind of president we have and the type of Congress that we have, and just everything around this world and the people who are running things. Look at how heartless they are. These are heartless people that have no emotions, that clearly don't care about what another person is going through who's in a lower or less fortunate position than they are in, and look at how they get treated, So I'm not shocked that we now have a world that's programmed that thinks this way. But what is really, really scary is when it starts trickling down to your family and your friends. And when people are no longer accessible for you to be able to reach out and say, hey, I'm going through something. Can I just talk to you? It's like you got to text somebody. By the time they respond to your text message, if you even get a correspondence, you could have already made a bad decision, and and it is what it is. And that's why I want to talk. I want to reach out because I have a family member. I'm gonna keep it real A100. I have a family member who just lost a husband, lost a spouse. She's with her spouse for like 4 decades. Y'all do the math. 4 decades. So she's with him for forever. And what's devastating in the situation is that she has always lived her life, so like codependent to her spouse. And now he's not here. She doesn't know what to do. So she kind of started falling apart because this is someone you've been with for so long. You really can't even see your life without them. And then now you are having to live without them. You're having to go through this experience of renewal in your life, and it's an unfortunate experience. It's not something that you are renewing because you want to. You are miserable inside. You're traumatized by the situation. You're scared, and then you're living alone in this big house by yourself. Not to exaggerate it, but living in a home by yourself that you raised all your kids up in. They're all grown. You here by yourself, and it's nothing but memories. And so you start to veer off into a downward spiral because you feel like you're going to lose yourself. And then nothing worse than to have a family member come in and start talking they mess to you and making you feel like you got a problem. Not no empathy that you lost somebody that you just lost. I mean, this person ain't even been buried in the ground for a whole 2-3 months. You just lost them, okay? And to be talked to in such a demeaning way by family that makes you feel like you have a problem because you are over here going through a grievance. You're mourning. What world do we live in where you can't even mourn and people criticize you for mourning over someone? That just, it blew my mind to the point where I almost forgot that I was a woman of God and I was ready to pull up like the good old days. Pull up and roll up and pop the trunk. Okay, y'all know what time it is when you have to pop the trunk on somebody. That's how I felt, because it made me so upset inside to know that she is in such a vulnerable state and she has nobody, and the people who are in her life as far as family, they're so busy critiquing her and putting her down and making her feel like she's a mental basket case, instead of, accepting that this woman's going through a major loss. She doesn't know how to even act right now. How is she supposed to be? If you've been with someone for so long, you've raised a family with them, you've done all kind of things, with this person, and you have to see them go through a loss, like their life is gone. And this is who you have committed and said your vows to. This is your husband. It's your spouse. And then boom, all of a sudden they ain't here no more. And I'm supposed to just sit up here and smile in your face and act like everything cool just to appease you? What world do we live in? I just want to say to my movers, when you see a person, family, friends, I don't care if they're a neighbor, if you see a person going through a serious situation, take the moment to empathize. I'll give an example and then I'm out of here. I seen a young lady in the store having a breakdown at the store. Whatever in life that she was going through, I don't know her from a can of paint on the wall. But it disturbed my spirit to see this young woman breaking down in the middle of the aisleway as she was shopping. She might have just got a phone call, as she was walking into the store. She could have got a phone call while she was in the store. But whatever was happening in that moment, I know the phone was on her ear and tears was falling down her eyes. So clearly she had just heard some very disturbing, upsetting news. And I went up to her and I said, I know I don't know you, but I just want to hug you. And I want to offer you prayer, because whatever you're going through, I feel it's that powerful. And I've never even met you, but I just want you to feel some love right now, because whatever it is, you need it. And she allowed me to love her. And we aren't the same race or the same culture, but it didn't matter in that moment. All that crap goes out the window when you are reacting to the spirit. When you are connecting with the person's spirit and their emotions, and you see that they're going through something as a human being, how could you not feel empathy? But it's a lot of demons, a lot of spirits. We're living in the times where people are, these spirits and these energies and demons is like loose. They are trying to capture souls and take as many souls with them as they can. And unfortunately, it's a lot of people in this world who are lacking, that love. They're lacking the empathy. They're lacking that emotion, period, when it comes to other people, unless it's themselves. That's the only time you'll see people have a reaction, is when it's something dealing with themselves. Then they want to have a reaction, right? That part. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. Just take the time to love somebody. Take the time to be, to show empathy. Take the time to just ask somebody, how are you doing? Are you good? Even if you don't know them, if you see a person looks like they're not good, stop being selfish for that 5 seconds and take the time out just to check in. Don't do it for them. Do it for God. That's God's child. That's his creation. They need that. You don't know how far those words of just someone that you don't even know, or even someone you do know, just for you to check in and make sure they're good. You don't even know how far that can go for them, how much that might mean to them in that moment of despair. Please take the time. Love somebody. Hug them. Show them some embrace, something. But do not walk around here being numb. Numb to other people, numb to their pain. It's just not right, because one day you will be in the position of that person. Mark my words, there will be a loss that you will have to face. And the last thing you will want is for someone to turn their back on you and not to show you love. No fake love, but real love. Okay? All right, y'all, I gotta go. I love y'all movers. Thank y'all so much for holding it down with me and for me. And I just appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of the evening. God bless. Toodles.